I am Groot. What is going on, guys? It is Jesse back with Retro Zone Neon, and today we're going to go over all of the Guardians of the Galaxy / Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Hot Wheels character cars. Alrighty, guys, so we have some of the older ones and some of the newer ones. I'm going to kind of go through it similar to how I did the Rogue One character car overview. If you haven't seen it, click the little guy right there. These four are from the original series. You have Groot the tow truck, who is one of my favorite Hot Wheels, I think, of all time, believe it or not. Now, and it's not to say that it's flawless. I think it could have been handled a little better in certain ways, but, I mean, and whenever you put Rocket on the back, I mean, it's Rocket and Groot. I mean, I don't know what else you could expect, so that in itself is awesome. But you also have the opening flatbed feature, which is cool. You can drive him up onto there and then pick him up, and he goes right back where he should. Get a little closer up on Rocket. He's pretty cool because he has these like water slide, actually I think they all have for the most part, water slide decals, which basically they put like a giant sticker almost on the Hot Wheel instead of painting it, so you can get a lot greater detail. My Rocket's seen a little bit better days. You can see he's kind of chipped up right there, but that's because I like to have my cars open and loose and roll them around. Other people don't, but that's their prerogative. And you can see Groot also has the similar type of decals. Moving on, we have Gamora, which is also a really nice car. I think it's really snake-like in a lot of ways, which I think is really cool. It's green, it fits her character. I'm also a fan of these blue decals that they have actually on the chrome base. I don't see them do that very often at all. You can kind of see some other stuff. A nice pink windshield and very high contrast car. Looks awesome. And then over here we have Star-Lord. The thing I like about this one back here is the Power Stone, while it's still encased in that cover or whatever. I don't know what you call that, but that's a nice little detail on this car. You can see the windshield kind of looks like his mask with the two circular details. He's got nice armor. You know, this car's okay. It's cool, but it's not my favorite. But that being said, we have the new ones. I never picked up Drax on the original batch, but as far as I know, this is just a re-release, which is pretty cool. But you can see on the back of the card, you have Drax's truck right here. You can pause to read this description. And then we have Mantis, Gamora, Nebula. I have Mantis and Nebula here. You can see we have Mantis in the package right here, which is pretty cool. This is an interesting car. It reminds me of another car that Hot Wheels makes, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So if you know, let me know. So there's the nice little rendering on the back. You can see we have Gamora and Nebula again, as well as the Groot go-kart. Now, if you are a detail-oriented viewer, or just anyone with a brain, you'll see that I don't have the Groot go-kart, and that's basically because I hate that car. Like, it looks bad. I don't like go-karts. It's really small, and I'm not going to pay $4 for it. That's just end of story. I really like the Groot tow truck, but I don't like the Groot go-kart, so I didn't buy it. It's alright. You don't have to buy everything. So here's Yondu, also a big fan of this one. You can see there, his rendering is really cool on the back. Again, you have Gamora and then Star-Lord, and this is a recolor of this version. You can see it's kind of got that navy blue aspect to it. But other than that, I think it's exactly the same. I'm not a variant / recolor collector, so I didn't pick it up. And then finally over here we have Nebula, which is, again, a really neat looking car on the back. I like that rendering a lot. It makes it look really fast and sleek. And then you have the pause to read that if you want. At the time of the recording of this video, the Mantis car is going for quite a bit online, just from what I heard from people online. But I found it in one shot. I wasn't really looking for it or anything, and there it was. So I don't know, didn't have that struggle in my area. But we also have the Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's not technically a character car, but I think it fits in here. So we'll go over this one as well. So let's get to opening. Alrighty guys, so I have, rockets backwards. I have opened up the 4 new cars that I have. You guys have been around on the channel for a while. You will know that I am much bigger into the Star Wars character cars, but they are slowing down at a rapid pace on those guys. Just an intuition, just a hunch. I have nothing to back it up, but I think that they're going to cancel the line fairly soon. Either that, or they're only going to keep releasing cars whenever there's new movies. So basically, we're going to get a 1 release per year of new character cars, which means they're all going to fly off the shelf and be hard to find. So that's going to stink for sure. But I do pick up Marvel character cars from time to time. Character cars are expensive, so I only pick up ones that I really like for the most part. But I am a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I went ahead and picked up all the ones I was missing, and because I think these 3 new cars are really cool. So let's start off with Drax, the Destroyer here. You can see he's got this really nice detailing of his tattoos, and they're actually raised up, so you can kind of see it catching light. But these are actually raised up texture. They're not just like a print on the body, which I think is really cool. You can kind of see the detailing there of his belt on the front. Really reminds me of like an F-150 or something like that. Again, then on the back, you got a couple of rocket boosters. These big details for his knives, I think, are kind of, a little on the tacky side. But overall, I don't know how I feel about this truck. I did not pick it up on the first wave. It's the only one I was missing, just because I didn't like it that much. I think the thing I don't like about this truck is that it's really long. Like, I think this is probably longer than Groot's tow truck. They're close to the same, but look how much longer the wheelbase is. So, and it has small wheels. Like, I feel like at least for the back, you could have gone 1 size larger on the wheels, or at least made it to accommodate 1 size larger on the wheels. So those 2 factors mean I don't really like this truck, but I had to get the crew, the original 5, so I went ahead and picked up that one. Next we'll do Yondu. This car I think is really nice. It's got a lot of details. You can see his arrow, I don't know what you call it, it's like magic arrow, along with this big mohawk that he gets here in the 2nd movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a good one, but it's a little late now, so I feel like most people have seen it. On the front, just some more detailing. Got some headlight details. Interesting grille. You can see on this side, the whole car is kind of in the color of the Ravager like leather uniform that they wear, which I think is nice, and so it has a lot of detailing, like kind of stitching detailing and different detailing that you would see on the armor. And then the wheels are blue and the interior is blue to kind of represent Yondu being a blue guy. But overall, I think this is a really nice car. I'm into hot rods and I like that big chunky wheels on the back. I think that that's pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the skinny wheels. I understand why they do them in certain cases, but I feel like they could have fit like regular size large or regular size width wheels on this guy. But Yondu is pretty dope if you ask me. He can sit next to Star-Lord. Then we have the final 2. We have Mantis, which, like I said, is an interesting car. You can see it's kind of got this I don't know what you call that shape, but it kind of goes in like it's got a waist on it, which I think is kind of interesting. It's kind of got these clear kind of tendrils or antenna or whatever you want to call it. So I wonder if maybe it has a feature like in some of the Star Wars character cars where you can get those things to light up. I don't see a readily available way to do that, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have them. So that's pretty cool. Looking at it outside the package, it looks a little plain. In the package, it looked really nice, but outside it looks a little plain, although I do like the new Sawtooth wheels that are fairly new in the Hot Wheels, but it's just a little plain. I don't know. I was expecting more from it, but it is what it is. So she can go out here in the front, and then we have Nebula, which I think is going to be my favorite of the new wave of cars, if you will, which is pretty cool. I just love those wheels. They are bright and shiny and just really complete the package. You can see you have purple ones on the front, blue ones on the back, or just one purple one, I guess, in this case, which is kind of cool. And then you have just this asymmetrical design. I mean, if you look at it, It's very asymmetrical, which I think is cool and lends to Nebula's character, who is very asymmetrically designed. And you can see she's kind of got this cybernetic implant kind of thing here. It looks like a gun or something, which I think is pretty sweet. But you can see just all over mechanical detailing on this car is really nice. You can see we have some tampos here, and this paint is just really metallic. You can kind of see it, this purple metallic. That's a paint that they should use on more cars because that is nice. And over here you can kind of see some inner mechanical detailing, which is just really phenomenal. Inside you can see it's kind of like a two-seater jet type configuration in the cockpit. On the back, just a little more detailing. On the front, not much more to see. So that being said, Nebula is definitely my favorite of the new ones, which is pretty dope. I also am a big fan of Yondu. That's probably going to be a really polarizing car. You're either going to love it or hate it. Again, Gamora is nice. And then we have the Groot pickup or flatbed, which is just really cool. Let's not forget about the Milano. We can just kind of look at it here. It comes with a stand, which is really nice. On the bottom here, you can see it says Hot Wheels, Marvel Milano, and it's kind of, it's cool, but it's a little on the plain side. You can see these dull plastic parts are just plastic. They're not as soft as, say, the Motosaurus that I just reviewed in my last video, but they are a little soft. But man, this thing would hurt if you stepped on it, no doubt. You can kind of see the detailing, the cockpit and the orange and blue colors. It says Milano right there, and the like jump jet type things, and then have this stand, which goes right here. Pretty cool. You know, it's worth $1. It's definitely worth $1 if you can find it in the main lines. I would not pay any more for it than that, but it is cool. Now, what would be cool is if they started doing a larger version of these ships, of Marvel ships. I don't know if there's enough of them, like they do the Star Wars ships, which would be really cool. So let's see how some of these cars look on Groot. So Nebula, too long, but looks really cool. It's like old school and high tech all blended together. We've already seen Rocket, maybe Mantis. Again, too long, but pretty cool. That's not the best combination. Maybe, yeah, look at that. Groot and Yondu. If you've seen the movie, you know they have some interaction. So that is pretty cool. What about backwards? Oh yeah, hitting them with that arrow as they're chasing you. Pretty sweet. That'll about wrap it up, guys. Check out my channel. I've got more diecast videos and especially more Hot Wheels character cars videos. So check it out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well as go and like my page on Facebook, which is just facebook.com/RetroZoneNeon. I will come back to you guys with another video very soon. Peace.